Erik with Full Mount MMA, joined today by UFC flyweight Tracy Cortez. Tracy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming on. It's been a couple months since we last talked. Since then, you've got a win over Melissa Gatto at UFC 274. How did you feel after that victory? It went pretty smooth for you.
It was an amazing experience. Excuse my voice. I woke up with like my throat's like a little raspy, and I have no idea why. I think because I went from living in LA for like 5 months, and now being back in Arizona, this dry heat is just getting like the best of me. It's crazy.
The
But
heat different there, isn't it?
it's so different. Oh my God. But yeah, the win after Melissa Gatto here in my hometown, it was an incredible experience, and seeing the arena just being as full as it was, especially being early in the card. It was amazing. I definitely felt the support.
I was going to say it's a big difference fighting in front of your home crowd in a full pay-per-view arena than it is, fighting at the Apex. You've been lucky, actually. You've only fought once at the Apex during this whole COVID
Yeah.
scenario where they moved everything to Vegas in the Apex. Do you care at all about like where you fight? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you prefer to fight in front of your hometown, but you're going to be in an arena again. Does that excite you?
It does. Something that I always say is like, I'm a performer. I love performing. I love putting on shows. I love the crowd. I love the energy. I love everything about it. And ultimately, that's why I do what I do. It's to entertain my fans. And yeah, fighting at the Apex, it's a lot more intimate. It's quiet. You could hear literally a penny drop. It's crazy. But personally, I love fighting in front of a crowd.
Well, and you have a very fan-friendly fight coming up too on December 3rd against Amanda Ribas. Both of you fan favorites in your respective divisions. How did this fight come together?
It was we were we were looking at opponents, and they brought up Amanda, and they said, "Hey, this is the next one for you." And I said, "All right, let's do it." And I can't remember exactly how it was, but we were supposed to fight. We were scheduling something sooner than December, and she couldn't do it at the time, right? And then we scheduled a month later, and then I think the month following was all Abu Dhabi card or out of the country cards, right? And I was just like, I don't want to do that. And then we both kind of agreed, like, let's just schedule it for December, and Vegas, like that's just it's a great place to be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she's someone, she fought at strawweight for a while, moved up to fight Katlyn Chookagian in her last fight, lost a split decision. But with that being said, I mean, I know you guys have fought at different weight classes for most of your UFC career, but was she someone that you've had your eye on for a while to fight? Because she was making waves at strawweight for a while.
Yeah, I was actually caught a little off guard when I saw her fighting flyweight, and still everyone's like, man, she's kind of like a smaller opponent, right? And honestly, I think she's about my size. Like, if anything, I think I'm a average or a small flyweight myself compared to most girls in the division. A lot of girls are a lot taller than me. Nevertheless, I think it's a great matchup, and I'm excited for it.
Did you see, like, have you been watching her last fight against Katlyn Chookagian? Like, is there anything you could take away from that performance?
I have been watching it, me and my coaches. I haven't watched much of her previous fights at strawweight. But this last one versus Katlyn, I've been watching a lot of it, and I'm just kind of repeating and seeing little things here and there that I probably didn't catch the previous time that I seen it. But there are certain things where I'm like, okay, these are her strengths and these are her weaknesses. And obviously with any other fight, it's like, okay, how can I utilize this against her? Just strategies that we've come up with and talk about between me and my coaches.
Where do you think you have the biggest advantage over her? Obviously, people know her for her grappling, but I would imagine you'd like to test that as well.
I know I'm very much underestimated when it comes down to the ground. I don't know why. I'm underestimated in general. But I think she's a great fighter. I think it's a great matchup. I think stylistically, we're both right there. I do feel like you know, she's tough. I'm not one to talk trash, but I do feel like I will be probably stronger. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a great fight, and honestly, I don't go into, and I don't think any fighter goes into a fight expecting, well, let the best fighter win. It's like, no, my mentality is I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna win. You know, so respectfully, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna win.
Now that you're back in Arizona, are you training at Fight Ready again?
I am. Yeah, I am.
You've been working with Henry Cejudo at all? I know you talked a lot about him being a mentor last time. How's he doing in the gym?
He's good, you know, and he still is. I go to him a lot for guidance and help in my career and strategy. He's a genius when it comes down to being strategic in a fight. But he's doing good, you know. His brother Angel, like I've said before, he's still my wrestling coach, and like it's gonna be back home. It's gonna be back home. Although I miss Brian back in LA, it's gonna be back and just get things going, you know, get the ball rolling, and it's training every day. Except for today, I'm telling you, man. Like I woke up this morning and I just had like this, like the worst. Like my voice was just gone. I was like, oh my god.
Is it a lot hotter there? Is that why? That's so strange.
I think that's what it is, because even my other friends, my niece is like, man, the allergies here have my nose is just stuffed, and my lips are so chapped, and my throat feels dry. I'm like, oh my god, I kid you not. I'm born and raised here in Arizona, but leaving and having just the beautiful weather out in LA and then coming back here is just, it's different. I didn't realize how hot it is here.
Well, you talked about leaving Brian in LA. How's he recovering from the shoulder injury? I know that was a devastating way for his main event to end.
Yeah, you know, he's doing good. I just got off the phone with him. He just finished rehab on his shoulder. He's going through physical therapy, and he's gonna come back better and stronger. I know he is.
Were you there at that fight?
For him, in New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah,
I was there.
yeah. I mean,
it was hard.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, training
yeah.
with somebody for that long, you know, and then seeing it end that way. I know the fans were disappointed, and I can't imagine anyone being more disappointed than Brian himself. I mean, how did he handle that in the months afterwards?
You know what? I can understand him, because we're very hard on ourselves. You know, me as professional athletes, like at the end of the fight, even though we win or we lose or whatever the case may be, we're very hard on ourselves. We always wish we did better. We always we should have done this better. We should have done that. Or so putting the effort that he did, and being very committed to just fall short over a freak accident, it sucks. And I don't think anybody could understand unless you're in those shoes. And especially just like the fans, you know, the people don't understand. And like, he already had one shoulder surgery, and then he had another, and then just to go back and do it again, it's not something that us as fighters plan or even want to go through. So it's been hard. It's been extremely rough, but just trying to be good support for him, and look at things with a different perspective.
Of course. Is he going to be joining you in Orlando for your fight in December?
Absolutely. That's mandatory. My man has to be there.
Are you excited to go fight in Orlando? I mean, I believe I don't think that they've returned to Orlando since COVID has happened.
Is it going to be in Orlando? I didn't know that. Have they released a date on it?
Oh, I was going to ask you that. I see rumors that it's going to be in Orlando, so I was just running with that. You don't know where it is yet, though?
I have no idea.
Oh, wow. Well,
I have no idea where
I'm right.
So I was told Vegas. I did hear Orlando. So I don't know exactly where it's gonna be at yet. I'm just preparing, you know, wherever it's gonna be. I know the crowd is gonna be amazing.
I'm shocked that they didn't tell you yet.
No, they haven't told me yet. Or you know what? I also haven't asked. Like, once I start getting in camp, everything, I kind of just I leave it up to my managers and my coaches, and I just focus on my training. Like, that's
just usually tell you.
I would say when camp starts, they'll be like, all right, this is where we're going. So because it's here, they start scheduling everything for me and how we're gonna move. But because we're still so far out, I'm just getting training in. I'm training at least once once a day, and then 2 every other day. So I'm not beating my body up too much, and we're just being real smart this camp.
Of course.
Yeah.
You haven't lost in the UFC. You haven't lost since your pro debut in 2017. Is there any kind of pressure being undefeated for so long, especially undefeated in the UFC?
No, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I welcome the pressure. I don't fall short for under pressure. If anything, like, I want to be great, and to be great comes great pressure. So I keep hearing that, like, oh, is there the pressure where you don't want to get the loss, you don't want to lose? It's like, I'm not going to lose. Like, and I don't mean no disrespect to any, but I'm not gonna lose. I didn't come this far just to lose and relax right when the pressure gets heavier. It's like, no, like, I invite the pressure. Like, the more pressure is on me, I thrive under pressure. So it's something that it's in my heart, it's in my blood. I want to be known as, the first woman in Arizona, in my culture, to be a champion. And I want to do great things. And I hear fighters all the time, well, man, I'm kind of happy that they lost the belt, or they're happy that they got a loss in because the pressure's gone no more. It's like, no, man, I'm giving myself this pressure. I'm giving myself these expectations, and people keep underestimating me time after time, and I keep winning time after time. And eventually, once I do get the belt, I'm not even gonna have to say I told you so. You're just gonna see it. You're gonna witness it.
Awesome. What a promo. You talked about the champion there. So I got to ask you, because your division has been reigned for so long by the same person, Valentina Shevchenko. We saw her face some adversity in her last fight. But what do you think that it takes to dethrone her once and for all that we just haven't seen yet from any of her challengers?
I think people keep wanting to fight her fight. People keep playing her game. And I think that's where a lot of these fighters, or female flyweights, are they're messing up on. And personally, I know I have what it takes to be Valentina. And again, people will laugh at me, just like they have been since the beginning of my career. I've had people underestimate me, but here I am now. One loss, and I'm on I don't even know how many fight win streaks. So, like I said, every fight I'm just getting prepared, not for Amanda, not for the next one. Every fight I'm preparing myself as if I'm fighting Valentina. So this is just another stepping stone, and I am giving it my all to be a champion. And after Ribas, whoever comes next, and the next after that, and the next after that, like Valentina, I am coming, and I am making a name for myself. And there's a reason why I'm undefeated. So, or undefeated in the UFC, I should say.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, you're already in the top 15, a win over Amanda. You're only going to be a couple fights away from a title, especially considering Valentina has already fought a lot of those people in the top 5. So after you beat Amanda Ribas on December 3rd, what's next for you? Do you have any names in mind? Are you not looking that far ahead? I don't know. Maybe there's a ranking that you would like to take.
Yeah, it's in the works. We're talking about it right now. My coaches, we do have a plan, and we do have, a goal. And if we don't have a plan for my goals, then it's just a dream. I'm sure everyone's heard that. So we do have a plan for how this is gonna go after this fight. And if all goes well, I'll be calling out my next opponent inside the octagon.
Awesome. Can't wait. Well, I wanted to ask, because you've had some bad luck with injuries, as we talked about last time. How active would you like to be going forward? Because I know you fought once in 2020, once in 2021. You're about to fight twice in 2022. I'm assuming you'd like to keep at least 2 a year going forward.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, 2 a year. But realistically, I would like to fight 3 times a year. I just know that I do train with all men, so and it's no excuse, but I do train with all men, and they do tend to hit me a little bit harder than they should. And the concussions do play a part. And overall, like at the end of the day, my health is important. If I'm not healthy, I can't fight. And if I can't fight, like I can't make a living. So ultimately, like I do prioritize my health, and fingers crossed 3 times a year. But if I can get 2 in a year, I mean, I'll be extremely happy.
Where would you like to be this time, let's say beginning of September in 2023? Like, where would you like to be in the rankings? You know, how many times would you like to fight? Like, if all goes well, where do you see yourself this time next year?
You know, I'm gonna say it right here, right now. I do see myself being top 3 here in a year from now. And I do see myself in a year and a half fighting for the belt. I really do. And I'm just ready to shock the world, man. I keep being underestimated and people keep laughing at me, and people could say what they want, but I'm winning. At the end of the day, I'm winning. And when the day comes here in a year and a half, and I do get my chance to fight for the belt, you know, I ain't even gonna say nothing about it. I'm just gonna smile and walk away with the fucking belt wrapped around my waist.
I love it. What a way to end. No more questions after that. Tracy, thank you so much for the time today. But before I let you go, did you want to promote anything, shout anyone out, teammates, training partners, sponsors? I'll give you the floor real quick before I let you go.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I just, first and foremost, I want to give my man a shout out because he's been a huge impact in my career. You know, he's changed my mentality for the better, and he keeps me on track on moments where I lack. I want to thank my sponsors, especially a big sponsor of mine, Ghost, and another big one, my bookie. They've been supporting me on the times where I'm not fighting and being as active as I should be. And Ghost still provides me with the best supplements and the proteins that I need. And my bookie, you know, I get to make extra money while betting on these fights. But yeah, and I want to thank all my fans for constantly showing me love and support, man.
All right. Well, thanks again, Tracy. Best of luck December 3rd against Amanda Ribas. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching this video. If you like our content, be sure to subscribe to Full 9 MMA. And while you're at it, make sure to hit the bell icon as well so you never miss an update from us.